Hey, thank you very much for the call. Really, a pretty interesting conversation there. Another hour to go. We have another guest coming up here in a moment. We've already had the interim vice chancellor of athletics at Vanderbilt. So give us a ring if you want, 855-242-7285. Another hour to go here as Thursday night begins.
It's time for some straight talk. You know what a full court press is in basketball, right? Full defensive coverage with no holes. Well, that's the kind of coverage you get with Straight Talk Wireless. It runs on America's best networks, same as the big carriers, but just for a lot less. Just $45 a month gets you the unlimited plan with 25 gigs of high-speed data, then 2G, saving you up to half the cost of the big carriers. No contract. Full court coverage, half the cost. Straight Talk means may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
The greatest explorers used to rely on compasses and telescopes. Now they rely on Ford Copilot 360 technology with available intelligent adaptive cruise control with stop and go lanes.
During this, you should be concerned about the Asian longhorn beetle, an invasive species that's destroying our trees. But you can help. Look for the signs and help stop the beetle.
Look up, look down, look around, look up, look down, look around. In the trees and on the ground, 'cause the ALB must be found.
Some signs of the ALB are dime-sized holes on tree trunks, a sawdust-like material called frass, and the beetle itself, with a long black body and white spots.
Look up, look down, look around, look up, look down, look around. In the trees and on the ground, 'cause the ALB must be found.
Learn all the signs and how to report them at AsianLonghornedBeetle.com. That's AsianLonghornedBeetle.com.
The teams, the games, the fans, the local talk. This is ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Well, here we are again, and I got to tell you, Jim, this match has me really concerned.
That's right, Ron. In one corner, we have a powerful heavyweight, a train, weighing in at a whopping 6,000 tons. And in the other, this hasty lightweight challenger, a car, at just 1.5 tons.
This does not bode well for the car or the people in it.
Ron, this is one of those rare moments where I actually find myself at a loss for words.
This driver can't think he can beat a train.
I can hardly bear to watch.
It's no contest. Every day, people are injured or killed trying to beat a train at rail crossings. Trying to beat a train is more dangerous than you think. See Tracks, Think Train. For more safety tips and information, visit ctracksthinktrain.org.
Prescription products require an online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines a prescription is appropriate. See website for full details and safety information.
One of the scariest things that can happen to a guy is that first morning you wake up, you look in the mirror, and you start to realize you're going thin up top. 2 out of every 3 guys are going to start losing their hair by the age of 35. 35! You're still a young dude at that point. You're going to start losing your hair? Then think about it. A year from now, it's all gone. And everybody used to think as soon as you start losing your hair, that's it. It's genetics. It's father time. And there's nothing you can do about it. Well, guess what? That's wrong. 4hims.com is a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, and sexual wellness for men. Prescription solutions backed by science, written by a doctor, and delivered to your door. Thanks to science, baldness can be optional. Go to 4hims.com/ESPN right now and get started for just $5 while supplies last. This would cost hundreds if you went to the doctor or a pharmacy. So go to 4hims.com/ESPN. That's FORHIMS.com/ESPN. 4hims.com/ESPN.
Hello, sports fans. Miles Bentley here, General Manager at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Pensacola. Growing up, I always loved sports. Nothing but net, out of the park, through the uprights. Sink the puck Bentley, that was me. But my love of the game couldn't beat my love for Pensacola and helping folks get on the road of dreams in a new Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Sure, I never went to the big leagues in sport, but we're all pro here at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Proud to be in Pensacola.
This is ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM and 99.1 FM, the only local station that talks sports 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From Gullick and Wingo to the Sports Drive with Chad Brilliante. Plus talk football with Coach K at noon, sports call every Saturday. If you'd like to partner with us as an advertiser or a promotional partner, just give us a call at 262-6000.
You're listening to ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. All sports, all the time. WEBY, Milton, Pensacola.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Coming up on the Sports Drive, we'll get to more on what's going on in Major League Baseball. Locally, a big event at Blue Wahoo Stadium. Some of the best colleges in all of the United States will be there. And we'll also get to more on the NBA. Big night right before the All-Star break.
Smith has just become the NFL's all-time leading rusher. It's across the middle, and it's caught for the first. It's Baldwin shaking free and sprinting down the sideline for the touchdown. His third of the day. Doug Baldwin.
Derek Brooks, who ran back 3 interceptions for touchdowns in the regular season, does it to cement the Super Bowl.
Boxing's elite, the new WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr.
Baldwin beaten. The result has come up on screens that Gatlin's taken it. Goodness me, it was a blue American vest. 992 the Gatlin. 992 by the American champion to take gold.
Another Watson is wearing a green jacket at Augusta. And this time, his name is Bubba. Scores on a 34-yard touchdown run by the Doak Walker Award winner, Trent Richardson, who broke a lot of Emmett Smith's records back in Pensacola, Florida.
And welcome into the Sports Drive right here on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Simulcast each and every day on Blab TV. I am Chad Brilliante alongside JP. Going to have some fun today, breaking down some local news as the Blue Wahoos expected to have a busy weekend in town as a number of our biggest colleges will be down there from all over, championship colleges like Virginia and more. And looking forward to that coming up here today. At 5:15, we'll talk to the legend himself. He's a Hall of Famer in town. You can't go to many sporting events without seeing him. When the Florida Sports Hall of Fame was in town, him and Dan Shugart, two guys I look up to in the business. It's a small niche group of us in town that cover sports. And both Bill Valona, Dan Shugart, guys like that, have done a lot for me and also as friends. And yeah, you too, JP. But, listen,
thanks.
These guys are legends. They've been covering.
Whoa.
Dan Shugart's mustache is as old as you, so let's move on from that. But I will say,
he has his own Instagram account.
Dan's like, yeah, you're right. But Bill Valona, he's a Hall of Famer. Pensacola Sports right there with Ray Palmer. He is going to come on at 5:15. Now working with the Wahoos, it's going to be an awesome event this week in town, and looking forward to talking to Bill coming up here in about 15 minutes. Right now, one of the big topics has been about baseball. Greg Litton, former major leaguers, that did it all natural. He did it in the way where, I don't know. He did tell me a secret to a diet success. We were sitting there with Northeast Sertoma, and he was talking about how the best way to lose weight was to tape your mouth shut. No, actually, he said, go ahead and cut out all breads and you can crush the bacon, eat all the eggs you want, some of the fruit, but just don't have those 4, biscuits and gravy. I'm like, Greg, we're in the South, right? Like, I don't know if this is possible. But Greg is a guy that worked his way up before Kung Fu Panda decided to play all 9 positions. He was the only player ever in Major League Baseball history to play all 9 positions. Has a ball in Cooperstown for it. Like my record, it's got to be a record in baseball with an INF ERA, that I still hold today. You're a pitcher. You don't have an INF. You don't have that. You don't have that to your name.
Yeah, so I don't have a record, though. Yours is still going.
A horrible record that it can't be beat. Buzz Lightyear to infinity and beyond, right there. Yeah, that's not a good thing, kids. Don't ever come home with Daddy, I just got I have an infinity ERA. Be like, son, we need to work on your pitching right there.
Or son, we need to find you another sport.
That's it. It's a college record I'm not proud of, but
at least it was in college, though.
I guess. You're taking a positive out of it.
Sure.
This is like you being at the runway during a wedding and being like, you're up there in your suit and tie, da, 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 like Richard Gere, and nobody shows up. Everybody's like, oh, and they start talking, and you're like, well, at least somebody was kind enough to get engaged to you.
Well, look, I'm single. How about that?
How about that? Yeah. Hey, look, you're free. You're free, man.
We can still party.
Every one of these ladies feels bad for you, man. You just got left at the altar right there. But yeah, it's still not. You made a positive situation out of something that's really crappy.
You're welcome.
But it's going to be awesome right now this week. They're going to have it February 14th to the 16th. That's tomorrow to Sunday. It's the Wahoos Classic with Oklahoma and Virginia. So two of the other powers right there. Sooners. Can they bring the Sooner Schooner out there, by the way? Can we make that happen?
After what happened, I sure hope not.
No, I'm hoping it does. It'd be more fun out there.
That field would get tore up.
Well, Bill was just talking about how the field is, you can't take anymore. They're going to have that. Then they have the Cox Diamond Invitational. They've got the Battle at the Bayfront for baseball. We called it last year for the high schools
30
in town.
games before 31, I think, before the Blue Wahoos open up.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's a lot.
It's awesome.
Sooner Schooner, though. Right around Community Maritime Park, right on that cul-de-sac right there. Come on.
I don't know if there is one after all the things.
Fallen concrete, you might. But I will say, though, overall for this team, the Wahoos with the Minnesota Twins have been – I've enjoyed it better so far. I'm not going to lie. We had Herzog and the folks that came down and what happened for Cincinnati. Every one of those players are going to root on. Because I always say with minor league baseball, the main goal of minor league baseball, as a fan here in Pensacola, you want to watch your team win. You always want to see your team win.
Yep.
But the main goal of minor league baseball is to watch players develop, is to watch them get an opportunity to develop into something special. Like to me, watching Tony Cingrani pitch in a big game for the LA Dodgers, or to watch I hate it, but Didi Gregorius bat as a cleanup hitter for the Bronx Bombers, and that short porch, perfect guy for that job, shortstop. But those kind of guys, to me, it's more important to see those guys go through the reins than it is just to see wins and losses. And Minnesota, the impact. I mean, Randy Dominick was a guy, Davis Allen did a great job covering him when they did Riding the Pine. He got to meet the family and all. But his mom and dad would show up. They would be in like the front row, like the people picking up in the airport. Like, we love you, son, right up there. They were there with the signs every game, like, Randy, Randy. It's also a cheer from South Park. But, that cheer right there, he was getting excited. Then he gets to start a game in the postseason. Like the Minnesota Twins were first off not supposed to be the team that is starting a game in a postseason game. And Randy Dominick's out there and the chant of Uber, Uber. Jameis Winston's like turning off his TV. He's like, this is disgusting. I don't have time for this. But chant,
he can see that
how
now.
dare, he can see it now. He heard it, but
no more squint.
Now he can see it, now with LASIK. But Randy Dominick gets a chance, and he got shelled. I mean, as you would expect against a freak of a lineup that's only gotten better. And now they have Garrett Cole getting out there to throw 98, win by more.
And you lost Mookie Betts.
Enough. And we're moving on from that. The bitterness, I'm already salty right now from the Tom Brady story, so let's not move on. To push my button, so we're not going down that path. We're not doing that. We have too much time. But I will say, though, those are the kind of guys, getting to watch them come through. Luis Reyes became like their best player. He was batting 370, and he had enough bats not to be minimum anymore. Those bats like, oh, the guy's batting 470. Yeah, he's had 3 at-bats. Like, he actually, mathematically, that doesn't work, by the way. But Reyes, wait, no. Who's doing this? Round up. Luis Reyes was that kind of guy that made a big impact, and he became their clutch hitter. I mean, Nelson Cruz was out for a little while. I like the guys moving up, and, Bryce, all these guys coming through. They've got a number with Lewis.
Did you say Bryce?
No, Royce.
Oh, I think he said Bryce. Yeah. I was like, no, we don't want. No, Twins do not want Bryce.
No. Royce Lewis, and then you also have a couple other guys that are some of the guys that are going to be. You're going to be watching them around. I think they have 3 guys that are in the top 20 prospects, and they've done that before. Think about it. Brian Buxton.
Well, they did lose one with Gratterall gone, but they still have plenty. Like
Polanco, Rosario, all those guys.
But that's still, when you look at this, and we loved having the Reds here, but when I look at it, it's simply, look, the Twins have success.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at these minor league teams that have success, typically their teams are having success, or if the team is struggling and the minor league goes down because these guys get called up. The Reds, it never seemed they could truly figure it out. And when I look at the Twins and the way they built their system from the ground up, a lot of these guys that are on the Twins now are guys that were in their farm system before. You talk about Arias. He batted .330 and had almost 350 at-bats last year in the major leagues.
Mhm.
Like, that's not the, we have a sip of coffee in the big leagues and you're batting .400. This guy had over 300 at-bats, and he's batting .330. That's pretty sweet. I mean, it's...
Yeah. Well, more importantly than that, though, let's be honest with the story. The teams in front of them are absolute dog crap, and the teams in front of the Reds are really good. You made a valid point, which I applaud your but I'm gonna call a spade here and say you have the White Sox, the Royals, you have the Tigers. I mean, stop me when I'm wrong here. The Indians are good. They're pretty solid, but they have their ups and downs. Like Minnesota, though, is playing. If you put the Minnesota Twins right now in the NL Central, you got the Cubs, the Cardinals, and the Brewers right there. It's going to be a battle. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know if I would mention the Cubs right now. They're
but last year, I'm saying sometimes you are what your division is.
The Central this year doesn't look very good when it's all said and done. By the way, I don't know if you've seen that with all the moves and things going on right now. I don't know if the Central is going to be very good. Look, the Reds are, and I'm a Reds fan. Unfortunately, I have this trend of these teams that are so bad are the teams I root for, but I promise it's not that way.
Good chili, yeah. But Tommy Thrall now,
Yeah, but at the same time, the Reds are in some polls. They're predicted. These are sports writers.
Yeah.
With the moves,
we like a good poll. Yeah.
With the moves, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay. You continue.
Before I get in trouble.
On this show, come on.
Castellanos signing guys like that too. The Reds have been picked to win the Central, which makes you scratch your head a little bit, but they've made some coaching moves as well. But that just tells you, I think that's more along the lines, not that the Reds are going to be dominant, but it's the Central is going to be weak. I just feel like, look, the Cubs, that whole rain thing is coming out. It looks like Chris Bryant's going to be let go. They're going to get him out of there. Just the Cardinals, the Cardinals are always a team that's going to be good enough. It don't matter if they have, single A guys out there, but it's going to be interesting. I agree. I will agree with you though when you talk about the Twins. If you put them with over there in the East with the Yankees and stuff, no, they're not going to win that. But at the same time, what I get at with the Twins is they've built their program from the ground up. That's the difference to me. It's not like these are a bunch of average Joes out there. These are some heck of ball players.
Well, one of the big stories today has been about the Jose Altuve and the story right now. If you can go to ESPN.com's front page. I was about to text you it, but we can just say it out loud. But right now, currently, Jose Altuve addressing the buzzer conspiracy. He talked about it today. And one of the things about it is, if you've watched this, look, I always give people the benefit of the doubt on things to a point where you can use common sense to realize that you're going down a tough path. Johnny Cochran, glove don't fit. He got paid. O.J. Simpson was on the street. And then quickly in the civil trial, they're like, do you guys just want to walk into the courtroom? Mm-hmm. Okay, is everybody here? We got the defense attorney. All right, prosecution attorney. Guilty. Let's move on. All right, lunch. You want to get lunch? Like what took them like a year, took them like 2 days to realize that there was enough evidence. And a Bronco, innocent people don't go on highway chases for hours upon hours. Like, wouldn't you be like looking to help find the person who took out Nicole Brown? Like, we don't need to get into this whole story, but I'm just saying from the standpoint of when you're innocent to guilty, you can tell real quickly. So I want to give guys like Jose Altuve, which we're like loving kind of guy. Only thing bad about Jose Altuve is he was, when they won the championship, when they won the World Series in 2017, he was too short to get on Space Mountain. That was very disappointing. He could not ride Space Mountain.
He's a little guy.
He's 5'4". You have to be this tall. But that was disappointing. Outside of that, everything was good. And Altuve's been a hero. He took out the guy, Aroldis Chapman, that we don't like for a little cha-cha, what he did out there.
A little buzz, action.
A little, Chapman gives us reasons to hate him.
Oh, sorry, that's my buzzer inside my shirt.
I'm just saying, yeah.
My bad.
Listen, I don't know why you have one on here.
All I'm saying is...
You getting tipped off here?
I want to go mention this. I know we'll talk about this
more. I got
more.
3 different witness protections, so you're scaring me now a little. Okay, I was going to say.
But that video...
We're in a wire, bud?
That video...
We might have to take a break if that's it.
Altuve, after he hit the walk-off there, and he comes around, I showed it to you today. It's skeptical. What are you doing?
No, it's okay.
It's
checking to
skeptical,
see
though.
where it went.
He's coming around, and you see him smiling, and then he comes around, and all his teammates are waiting at home plate.
Yeah.
And his face changes. We all know you hit the walk-off. Like, you put that bat away.
That's okay.
Don't start on you can't finish it.
Yeah.
But anyway, and he grabs his jersey, and he's telling the guys wagging his finger, no, don't. Because they normally tear your jersey off when you hit the game-winning home run.
I always did that, yeah. High school, Pee Wee, when I was in Little League.
High school Pee Wee? What?
All of it. Look, I was from the Dominican for like 7 years, So
All I'm saying is that video not, is that sketchy?
It's very sketchy.
That's weird.
So the
There
video
might be
that we're
some
talking
legs.
about, and we're going to talk to Bill Valona coming up here in a few seconds, but someone's counting down like it was 2 seconds. No, but Jose Altuve is running in after hitting a game-winning home run to go to the World Series. That was I remember watching it. That was such a great ending to that game.
Yeah.
Maybe I was crying a little more because the Yankees got roasted in front of their fan base. But overall, I remember watching that, and like now that you see that, I want to give him the chance to talk about it. But it looked very sketchy. I mean, that's the thing. Like the whole Bengals and Patriots sideline thing, I agree. Who made it sketchy was the idiot videographer. It's like, I mean, we're up here, and then we're filming this guy, and then
I love how you any chance you can clear the Patriots.
But the video looked like something my grandma could get on her phone, like during a Christmas carol going on when they're singing out in front of her house. Come on, Bill, come in here. Look, they're caroling.
I can delete this for you right now.
There's nothing to
Right
that
now,
video.
this all can go
You're just
away,
seeing a
Chad.
bunch of people on the side. There is nothing in that video that helps any type of football. You agree with that?
This can go away.
No,
I can
no.
make this go away.
Do you
for
agree there is nothing in that video?
wrong
Yeah. Is there anything in that video that gives them anything in that bang? In the video we saw.
The video, no, it's the guy.
Okay, that's what
the
I'm
guy.
saying.
It's the incriminating. That's what made this whole video was this bozo guy.
Bozo the guy. Yeah, exactly. So I get that.
You can't.
But the
you can't use
Altuve
bozo
is the
guy.
opposite. We're actually on his side. We don't want to think of Altuve as a bozo. We like Altuve for the most part. We want him to be. I hope he's okay. I want Altuve to be our. You know, how many kids out there that are Dustin Pedroia size that maybe have before they know what little man syndrome is. Like they're out there thinking that like they can be happy and they can be excited and be that next guy to be like crushing and be able to make. If you're Jose Altuve size, so you're 5'5", 160 pounds. You don't think you can play Major League Sports? Like he's giving people hope. Pedroia, these guys give people hope. Marcus Giles, they do. They do, though. You know what I'm saying? They really do. You played. We all have You played college baseball. I did. We all had that guy.
You know, our best.
We
guy,
all had that. We had a 5'2" guy.
Our best guy in college was 5'1", 5'2".
Yeah,
and he was our center
They worked
fielder.
the hardest.
And he, batted 400. 400 plus. And every scout came up to him and said, "Man, we want you so bad,
but you're just
too
5'1".
small.
Exactly.
You'll never make it."
But they always are trying. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. The whole story about him being 5'5", nobody wanted him, and he goes out there, makes plays. He was the hero against Alabama, and he had a huge game in the national title. They're always trying to prove themselves, the Darren Sproles of the world. Always trying to. Danny Woodhead, Shadron State. How do you start and be a guy that everybody wants on fantasy football in Division III? 5'6", 170 pounds. People are always trying to prove themselves. We want the Altuve story to be a good one, but right now it's turning the opposite direction because I would like to see why he grabbed onto his chest and was hiding it as he went towards the when you hit a walk-off home run, you should be like, oh, like everybody to go to the World Series. Only a few people ever get to say that. Yeah. It's probably 5 people in 100 years that say they hit a walk-off home run to go to the World Series. The Kirk Gibson, when you win a World Series with the fist pumps, those are legendary moments. And I'll always remember, our generation will remember that Altuve home run, even though they lost Washington. But that was a huge home run. Beating the number one closer, the guy 103 heat that nobody can touch, Araldis, sort of the bad boy, especially after the domestic abuse charges. Like, we don't like him anymore. Like, we love seeing that moment. And once again, I revert back as a Red Sox fan. But I will say, now, if you watch that video, and we'll post it, but Google fingers, that's bad. It looks bad. He grabs onto his uniform and holds it like something's about to fall out and gives people the wag of the finger, like, not Dikembe Mutombo, like, no.
He was panicking.
He was like, don't grab my jersey because something's going to fall out. Like like you're wired up in Goodfellas. It's not good.
Well, let's remember, it was a 2-1 slider he hit, too.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't like he was just pure guessing heat.
And who harder in all of baseball to hit a 2-1 slider?
93-mile-an-hour slider.
The hardest person, if you talk to any baseball enthusiast, what's the hardest guy to hit a slider? The guy that can hit 103. Because to time that, so you only knew that because he was about to throw it that way. And I'm just saying, those things need to be addressed. I'm not. You've seen how the role I've taken. I was like, forget about it. Everybody move on. But that's important, and that looks sketchy as crap. When we come back, we'll talk to a baseball enthusiast. He's been covering Hall of Fame from the Pensacola News-Journal. Bill Valona will join us from Blue Wahoo Stadium as he has a big week ahead. Virginia and Oklahoma will be in action tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. Get your tickets right there. It should be a great weekend of baseball. Looking forward to it. Jeremy, a number of guys, JP will be out there. Looking forward to bringing the family myself after the Navarre Parade. Coming back for more Sports Drive on ESPN Pensacola and Blav TV.
Just felt there's a huge need in Pensacola to bring foot and ankle services, specifically orthopedic foot and ankle services, to this area. There's so much growth in Pensacola. I wanted a freestanding orthopedic foot and ankle center to do this, and as far as I can tell, this is the only one really in the country that's freestanding. Most orthopedic surgeons are part of a multi-specialty group. So we offer on-site x-rays, on-site CT scan, and on-site MRI. They can come to one place.
Visit NielsenOrthopedics.com to reserve your appointment today.
Jackson Pace Pharmacy has exciting news for ED patients. Viagra 100 milligram generic is finally here. Get it today. 30 tablets for $80, less than $3 a pill. You heard right. Viagra 100 milligram generic is less than $3 a tablet. A prescription from your doctor is required, so stop by Jackson Pace Pharmacy and cash in on the savings today. 2256 West 9 Mile Road in Pensacola.
It is the veteran, not the preacher, who has given us the freedom of religion.
It's the veteran, not the politician, who has given us the right to vote.
It's the veteran, not the poet, who has given us the freedom of speech.
The veteran, not the campus organizer, who has given us the freedom to assemble.
It is the veteran, not the reporter, who has given us freedom of the press.
It is the veteran, not the lawyer, who has given us the right to a fair trial.
We should all be very proud of our young men and women in the service, no matter where they serve. Thank you.
Owner-operators, will you be successful in 2020? Increase your profits this year by leasing a new or gently used semi-truck from SFI Trucks. Leasing from SFI means driving with confidence in a new truck spec'd for cost savings, comfort, and safety. And your bumper-to-bumper warranty covers just about everything during the entire length of your lease. Find out what kind of deal you can get. No and low money down payment options available. Learn more at sfitrucks.com. That's sfitrucks.com.
Bob Tyler Toyota is rolling back prices on pre-owned inventory. This Saturday, you must be standing by the car of your choice at 9 a.m. when the prices are marked. Used cars will be sold as low as $555, all discounted for maximum savings. Toyotas, Fords, Chevys, Hondas, Nissans, and more. This Saturday, used cars will be sold for just $555. Get a free 50-inch TV with the purchase of a new 2020 Toyota. Hurry in to Bob Tyler Toyota for our best selection. Excludes tax tag title, includes $899.50 dealer fee. See dealer for details. Free TV to first 10 purchasing a new Toyota. Compliments of Bob Tyler Toyota, $400 value.
Welcome to Bo! Okay, hi, what are we doing today?
I need something that screams something fun. Nothing too on the face, nothing too off the face, but also totally hot.
So I have the perfect thing. It's the most food mullet. You're totally business in the front, but tailgate in the back. It's a fat party. People are having fun. You know, snap. All your friends are going to be like, whoa, awesome setup. Everyone else is going to be all jelly, okay?
Just like a killer mullet, Moe's Catering will turn the back of your ride into a tailgate party that's sure to turn some heads. Just order ahead and pick it up on your way.
Moe's Southwest Grill, now open in Pace on Highway 90 next to Publix grocery store.
The weekend sports, the weekend ahead. Saturdays are live and local on Sports Call with Davis Allen and Justin Patrick.
The return of the XFL Part 2. At least the last time the XFL was in function back in 2001, they managed to at least finish a season.
You won't see the same quality football, but I like the rule changes because it makes things a lot different.
It's sports talk with a lot of chill. Every Saturday from 11 to 1 on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. We do sports, and that's all we do. We're your hometown sports station, ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Welcome back, Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Simulcast each and every night on Blab TV from 5 to 7, replayed from midnight to 2 a.m. for, somebody once told me, they were like, yeah, I watch you every night, man. I just love the show. And he's like, it's so cool. I feel like cool. And I'm like, well, I mean, I appreciate you watching the show, but if you're watching me at 12:30, I'm not sure if that qualifies as like coolness. And that's sort of more of a, you just are laying around the couch at midnight, on Dayquil like I would. All right, let's talk some baseball as Blue Wahoos own a Hall of Fame writer for the Pensacola News Journal, and glad to call him a friend. I've learned a lot from him, folks like him and Dan Shugart in the business, as Bill Valona joins us here. Bill, a huge weekend ahead, and always glad to talk baseball with you.
Chad, how are you doing? And, it's a little, it is a little cooler than it was yesterday, but I am sitting here at the stadium watching Virginia Cavaliers go through a practice and sort of a kind of a little intra-squad type of game simulation right now. So baseball is officially back. Oklahoma will come in here and practice at 6 o'clock, and then tomorrow, of course, starts our first ever Wahoos Classic.
Well, it's going to be exciting. And, Bill, when it's cool, personally, you're from Pittsburgh, I'm from Boston. When it comes down to cool weather, I'd rather people wear light windbreakers to the stadium than the guy that thinks dad bods are like 400 pounds and takes the shirt off because it's 95 degrees. So
that's right.
Yeah. Personally, I'm more comfortable with everybody in windbreakers, but it should be a lot of fun when it comes down. I'm putting perspective out there,
That's right. Well, I mean, you know how our weather is in this time of the year. I was telling both coaches, it could be 75 or it could be 55. You just don't know. But tomorrow, I think the weather is going to clear out. I think no rain Saturday, so that'll be good. But I tell you, Chad, this is amazing. We are hosting, get this, 38 college and high school baseball games beginning tomorrow until the start of the actual Blue Wahoos baseball season on April the 9th. 38 games will be played here, 21 different teams. And it is amazing. I mean, we're a destination, obviously, for teams to come down. And, Virginia, let's just start with this weekend. You've got Virginia, Oklahoma ranked as high as 19th in Baseball America. Both these teams have professional prospects as pitchers on each side. Oklahoma thinks they have the team now that maybe get to the College World Series this year. Virginia won the College World Series in 2015. They haven't met in a regular season matchup since 1999, but they've played in NCAA regional. So we're excited. I mean, two marquee programs, playing single games Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning. And I know people might wonder, why are they playing Sunday morning? Well, it's because of travel. They got to get out of here to get back to school. And that's the big thing. They both told me they really have to make sure that game happens on time, or they have to get going because they all have to get these flights to get back to their respective campuses so that they're not missing yet another day of school.
Well, Bill, when you talk about the game itself, these are two great colleges. It's one thing, we have a lot of good colleges that come into town, but like you said, Oklahoma ranked number 19, Virginia, a staple of the game. The ACC has been one of the best conferences, if not the best conference, for a long time with the SEC in baseball over the years. Back in the day when, I would say growing up, the Pac-12 had Stanford and UCLA and some of those teams, but right now it's been the ACC and the SEC over the last couple of years. It's going to be awesome to see because that means a lot about Pensacola. But guess what? Mobile down the road, they got Dauphin Island. There's a lot of places. JP played baseball there at University of Mobile. You have the same atmosphere and a lot of this intrigue, but the difference is they're closing things down there. And Blue Wahoo Stadium, you work for Quint, you work with Jonathan and all the great guys down there. What they do, I've worked in minor league baseball where there's tumbleweeds and you have to make up stories. You guys do it right, and that's why the awards upon awards continue to come in. People want to continue to come down to Blue Wahoo Stadium because it's a special environment.
Yeah, Chad, coming here after all my years working at the PNJ, I knew, how great the organization was. I knew it was special. I mean, you're talking about where Pensacola has one of only 30 AA teams, and then you think there's 30 AAA teams. Okay, that's 60 teams in the U.S. We're one of those 60 cities that has major league prospects on the field every night, for these games. And so that's really special when you're talking about AA or AAA baseball. But our front office, it's a great staff of men and women. It's a diverse staff, and we have got some incredibly talented people that are in sales, marketing, accounting, you name it. And they, I admire just being here, just working with these people. They know what it takes, and we work year round to try to sell baseball, sell events here. And it is hard to believe that the UWF football team played on this field a couple months ago, and now I'm watching a guy hit a ball, over the left center wall, and UVA's players are coming out on the field. So it's, it looks like a baseball field. You wouldn't even know football was played here, but we do work year-round to make this happen and keep this a year-round venue, and it's all about, improving, giving Pensacola a great asset, a quality of life asset that everybody can enjoy and everybody can benefit from.
Well, and as you said, it's not just UWF played football there. UWF played football and won a national title. I mean,
right.
The magnitude of some of these guys, the Royce Lewises, the guys that are moving up here, these are some of the biggest names in all of the sport that people are getting to watch. When Miguel Sano came down here, there's not too many guys that are going to be 40 and 100 kind of guys throughout their career, and we had a number of them down there. It's something special, and it's growing each and every day. But Bill, you've written a number of articles, covered so many teams across the board, and as a journalist, somebody that respects the quality. I mean, you did when you went to school. Today, everybody can write for their, mamasblogbasement.org on baseball. But I will say, you wrote when credibility and journalists took it serious. And what's happening right now is it's tough because baseball is the one everybody would say purist type sport where the people want it to be done the right way. And that's why Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds and people like Sammy Sosa are still not in the Hall of Fame, even though they had the best stats, even when they weighed 190 pounds soaking wet. But I want to talk about what's happening with Houston and Boston, all these teams, because this is going to open up Pandora's box to a lot of different teams getting looked at. But it really hurts what we thought was such a great run with good people in Houston over the last couple of years.
Well, and Chad, the Houston owner had a press conference, a news conference, I should say, today, because the Astros opened spring training, and it was a disaster. I mean,
it was, yeah.
He really goes out and to a national press corps and says, "Well, I don't think what we did affected the game, impacted the game." I mean, I think sometimes when, these guys are obviously billionaires and they're very successful businessmen, but you cannot make that statement that it did not impact the game. I mean, they literally stole signs and cheated. Now, were they the only team in baseball history to ever do this? No. But not owning up to it and not realizing the impact and the negative attention that it has brought and acting like, well, okay, we did it, but it didn't impact the game is really chilling. And I mean, you just can't say it. And it's just bad all the way around. You might as well not even go out there in front of microphones and cameras if you're going to make that kind of a statement. I mean, it's really sad. And I mean, again, how's it going to stop? Well, the people who run baseball have to stop it. You can't tolerate this. And it's just like, baseball's tried to get a handle on steroids and all performance enhancing drugs. They've issued stiff penalties. Players have paid a stiff price for failing a drug test. And so they're trying. but it has to start from the commissioner's office, but you have to have the support of all 30 owners in this game, and everybody's got to be on the same page. And unfortunately, the thirst of winning sometimes leads to, very bad decisions being made and this kind of thing happening. So yeah, you're right. It's affecting the integrity of the sport, and baseball needs to really take a hard look at itself in a lot of ways. I am not a fan of playing the World Series the final week of October, Chad, when you've got the NFL, you've got the NBA, you've got the NHL, everybody's playing. You want to have make baseball sort of center stage as much as possible. And they could do it. The owners could do it. And it's just going to involve them making less money. And that's, they're all making a ton of money. No, don't anybody kid themselves, whether you're a small market team or a big market team. They are making a ton of money at the Major League Baseball level. So it's just a matter of what do you want to do for the long-term future of the sport.
That sounds like a foreign language to them, though. Less money, but I
Right.
do. Yeah. When it comes down to baseball, though, we are excited to be your hometown station with the Pensacola Blue Wahoos over the last couple of years, and Bill getting to watch Minnesota. There really is a different environment. Cincinnati, we wish the best, but Minnesota seems like a team that they're utilizing their youngsters, like what Luis Reyes and guys like Randy Dominick and some of the guys that got moved up, in order to build a team that made the postseason. In the American League, that's not easy to do these days, and go out there and only get better with some of the young guys like Royce Lewis and some of these stars. I'm excited to see, but Blue Wahoos always have entertainment, and I know with the media, we love the different events going on. What are some of the things this year, being around the game, that we can expect down there at the stadium now that pitchers and catchers are starting to report and we're getting excited for baseball?
Well, Chad, the big thing is every single night here we are having theme nights, so to make every night memorable. Monday, which is traditionally a night for fan base, we're giving away $1,000. We're calling it Money Monday. Everybody, one lucky fan's going to win $1,000. We're doing some other things. Tuesday, we have Taste of Pensacola area restaurants coming in, supplying. It's a great deal for an all-inclusive price. You get a ticket, a hat, buffet, everything. That's a great deal. Wednesdays, we do wine and sign Wednesdays, where we bring two players up. They sign autographs, visit with fans before the game, literally 45 minutes before the game. There's also specials there. Thursday is the Thirsty Thursday, where it's $2 beer. Friday, every single Friday, there's a giveaway night here, which are very popular. And, of course, Saturday, which has been a traditional sellout crowd here for 8 or 9 years. Phenomenal. We always have the post-game fireworks. We're also doing fireworks on Wednesdays once school's out. And the other thing for fans is on Sunday, the games are going to be played at 4 o'clock, year-round. We used surveys, Chad, and people were like, we wish that you didn't play 1 o'clock games, even in April and May, because it's hot. So we're going to just keep it all consistent at 4 o'clock. This year, we're also playing on the 4th of July. It's only the second time in history of the franchise that we've played on the 4th of July. So that game was going to be 5 o'clock, but then people will have a front row seat and a comfortable seat and parking and concessions right there for the fireworks show downtown and on the beach and everywhere else. So we're doing things that I think people appreciate, and the team is going to be great. The Twins have been wonderful to work with. Their organization is top notch. You mentioned the difference. I think the big difference is the Twins have been patient with their talent, and they haven't gone wild and tried to, get a high-priced, free agent until this year with Josh Donaldson. They had that opportunity and they got him. But other than that, I mean, their farm system is loaded, and I think they're going to be contender for quite a while in Major League Baseball.
He's Bill Valona. He is the Blue Wahoos beat writer, and doing a great job. Hall of Fame writer with the Pensacola News-Journal. As a big weekend ahead, as if you're looking for a great time out, going to be some cool breeze out there. Perfect time to get out there Friday, tomorrow, also Saturday and Sunday. You have a chance to get out there and watch Oklahoma, number 19 in the nation, versus Virginia, as games are slated tomorrow at 6 p.m., and then on Saturday you'll have a game at 4 p.m. and then at 11 a.m. on Sunday. So all three games broadcast. You can check them out on Cox Sports as well. And, hey, Bill, we're excited. I love baseball being in town, and we got so much going on down there. We're looking forward to watching 38 colleges and high school teams and 21 teams during February and March. This is going to be so much fun, and we're glad to have the Blue Wahoos and being partners with you for the season.
And we're glad for you all to be partners with us. Obviously, what you do is reach so many people that may think, "Whoa, I might want to, go to this game or go to that." We got 21. We got some really good high school games here later in March, so people are going to be interested in that. So we're excited. And like I said, we got a special. I'm blessed to be working with a lot of special people here who do great things, and I just try to do my part. And but anyway, I appreciate you having me, and we're looking forward to working with you all again as our flagship. And I hope everyone can come out to the ballpark.
It's going to be awesome. Oh, and if you see Derek Diamond down there, tell him I'm expecting him to walk across the stage in one of these Oscar movies here soon with all the things he's doing. So
he is very talented. He's one of these people. I'm telling you. Like I said, I'm blessed to be working with some really, he obviously himself and Adam Waldron and Creative Services, what they do on that scoreboard. But yes, incredibly talented guy. So it's pretty special, really, really, really special.
Well, it's so glad you're working with talented people. One day, I hope that dream comes true for me. Oh, I'm sorry, JP. I'm just kidding.
Come on, man.
No, listen.
Don't worry. I'm used to it at this point.
I'm just kidding. He knows that means that I think something of him right here. But, hey, Bill, I appreciate so much.
Yes.
We'll talk to you here soon, okay?
Thanks so much for having me, Chad. Take care.
Appreciate it. I love you, man, right? Coming back for more Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola, and Blab TV. He's really
Guys, waking up over and over to pee is not okay. But now you can reduce those nighttime bathroom trips with the ingredients in Super Beta Prostate P3 Advanced. We're talking about less urges to pee at night, less bathroom trips during the day, and better bladder emptying. It's like taking 3 prostate supplements in one. You can try a full 30-day bottle of P3 Advanced, free. Just pay shipping and handling. No strings attached, no obligations, and no commitments to buy. This is a 30-day supply, absolutely free. Call 1-800-253-7136. Super Beta Prostate is the best-selling brand in major retailers like Walmart. But for this no-strings-attached free bottle, you must call now. Call 1-800-253-7136. Don't miss out on this unprecedented free offer. Call 1-800-253-7136. 1-800-253-7136.
I'm Mina Kimes, host of ESPN Daily. Each morning, we bring you a deep dive into a single story from one of ESPN's hundreds of reporters. ESPN Daily is presented by ADT. With ADT, you get all of the latest innovation in smart home security, combined with 24/7 monitoring from the most trusted name in home security. You get everything from video doorbells, indoor and outdoor cameras, smart locks and lights, controlled from the ADT app or the sound of your voice. Help protect your home today with ADT.
Tap Book Bar and Bistro is the South's premier destination for high-energy sports entertainment. Enjoy award-winning food and a wide variety of draft beer selections with a local flair. Featuring a giant video wall, dozens of HD TVs, and a smoke-free video poker bar, there's no better place to be for sports entertainment. Join us at Tap Book Bar and Bistro, only at Beau Rivage. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit beefy, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-285-4954. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-285-4954. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-285-4954. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds, too. Call 800-285-4954. 800-285-4954.
This is Davis Allen from Sports Call with Davis and Justin. You're listening to the Sports Drive with Chad Brilliante on ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
I am so high, I can hear heaven.
And welcome back. Sports Drive with you on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Simulcast each and every night on Blab TV. Replayed midnight to 2 a.m. across 4 states here in the South. Having some fun. Thanks again to Bill Valona, Hall of Fame sports writer with the Pensacola News-Journal and also with the Blue Wahoos now. Oklahoma and Virginia getting set to go. And JP, I know, did some research on this game, and the guy's throwing over, hitting three bills on here. He's hitting that Benjamin Franklin number up there. He's you're hitting a Benji on the dial. Not too bad.
Yeah, a guy, Cade Cavalli is his name. Made sure I spelled that. Make sure there's no I's or whatever is going on here.
KK, just give him. Right?
Well, CC.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm way off on this, so obviously.
You got way too close. No, I mean, he's a guy. Look, he's a first-round draft pick.
Love their pizza.
Every team, have you look him up, these teams have reports on him that they're just, the scouts send out or whatever that they're interested in. Every one of them, he's a first-round guy. And it just says a lot. I mean, look, I know baseball has so many rounds when you look at it. If you're not in the first 10 rounds, a lot of people are like, well, a lot of times people say just go back to college for another year. It's kind of like if you're not a top second or third round pick, if you're not that, go back to school. Even if you're not a first round pick, a lot of people say go back to school. Same thing here in baseball, a little bit different, but this is a guy, who throws 100 miles an hour. Oh, he's topped 100 quite a few times. He averages about 100. And, had a 3 ERA last year. Part of it, they call it his wild game is his nickname here. It's interesting. A guy throws 100 anytime. If you're a batter and you hear his nickname is Wild Game, I don't think I'm going to step into the box. Regardless, though, this is a guy who's a two-way player as well. Plays infield, outfield, whatever. Which is the utilization's fantastic. Going to be interesting to see. He batted over 320 last year, had 10 home runs. It brings a lot of intrigue because this matchup between Virginia and Oklahoma, a lot of people that may not follow NCAA baseball, other than our Argos and stuff, these are two powerhouse pitching teams coming into this weekend. A lot of draft picks. When you look at this, these two teams have put over 100 guys in the major leagues. It means a lot. Guys like Ryan Zimmerman, Doolittle, whatever, just to name a couple of them. Those are guys that have come from these organizations here. And you look at Virginia just a few years ago winning a national championship. This is going to be a lot of fun. But this is a guy, if you're looking for a reason to come out, well, come check this guy out. It's simple. If you're a baseball fan, you're going to be there anyway. But to see a guy throw 100 miles an hour in college, you rarely get to see it in minor leagues, much less in the big leagues. But to see a guy at this level, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, one of my best friends on my short week career with UCF on baseball, Matt LaFleur, though, called him Frenchie. No relationship, doesn't coach in Green Bay, but he was saying that when you were just talking about Ryan Zimmerman he was on the same baseball team in Virginia with Ryan Zimmerman, David Wright, and B.J. Upton. They were all on the same team, right. And guess what? They didn't win state somehow. How do you – if you have that lineup, it's like a pitcher.
It's the coaching.
Those are three guys at one point that were all-stars. Like Upton could have been more. Upton – would it be fair to say B.J. Upton was sort of like the Robinson Cano? Like he just sort of went through like the casual routine, but you knew he had so much talent. Like he could run down anything, and he could hit for power and steal bases, but he sort of was nonchalant going through the routine. Like his brother Justin has done more. We know
Okay,
that.
not talent-wise, though. Like,
he tried to change
not
his name
stats.
to Marvin because he was having such a bad
Cano
year. Yeah.
could back it up with stats where Upton was
Yeah,
so inconsistent.
no, Cano's a Hall of Famer. Upton's not in that class.
Right. Yes.
But you knew that. I'm talking about
The
baseball.
attitude.
If you're, coaching baseball and being around baseball, 5-tool athletes are something we all look for. The 5 tools. Can you run? Can you hit? Can you play the field? Do you have a strong arm? Everything about your game. Can you steal bases? Everything. If you can do all of those, Upton could do that. He was the kind of guy that there was not a weakness. Like Miguel Cabrera can crush the ball, and he's got a decent glove. But if he hits the ball in the infield, it's a double play regardless. Triple play, there's a guy on second. Like, you look at a lot of these guys, and they can do a couple things right, but the other things they're not going to be able to do. Big Papi's a Hall of Fame career, and he could only be a 1-tool. Like, I mean, think about it. 2-tool is you get a couple hits. But overall, that team never won. That's pretty crazy. I think B.J. Upton, Ryan Zimmerman, and David Wright were on the same team, and they did.
Coaching.
I told him, I said, Frenchie, where do you play this part? You didn't add anything? Disrespecting UCF? I mean, we should all have 500 hitters. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk, nothing like your coach saying, Tyrod Taylor could be our starter, I guess. That's Anthony Lynn's comments on the future of the LA Chargers. Yeah,
if you thought fans weren't going to show up last year, imagine what's going to happen this year.
That's right. The pride of getting a coach fired at Cleveland.
Better hope the Dolphins pass up on Tua and you can pick him up.
Getting a piece of that big Tyrod out there in LA. Coming back for more Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola, and Blab TV.
Imogen and I started Jewelers Trade Shop in 1956.
Our goal at Jewelers Trade Shop has always been to give our customers the best experience imaginable. It's something that my grandfather instilled in my father, and without a doubt, my father has passed on to me. Those basic core goals and values that shaped our business 56 years ago are still very much alive and a driving force behind Jewelers Trade Shop today.
For 3 generations, the story continues. Jewelers Trade Shop in downtown Pensacola.
There are kids in this country who didn't have a parent at their baseball games or recitals because their parents were serving in faraway places. But now they're coming home, and Wounded Warrior Project assists them through the Warriors to Work program.
My mom used to be a tank programmer. Now she works with computers. I'm really glad she's home because I can't eat my dad's marshmallow macaroni anymore.
To support the Warriors to Work program, contact Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home the brave.
There's something out there for you and me, and the American road is calling, so what's it gonna be? Hey, it's an amazing day, traveling our own highway. No matter where it leads us, we can smile, 'cause it's leaning in the mind.
Marathon, fueling the American spirit.
Wendy's has been showing everyone how to do fast food right for 50 years. And now they're showing them how 2 for $5s are done with Wendy's 2 for $5. It's the only one where you can get Wendy's fresh, never frozen beef and that Wendy's spicy chicken you crave. Pick 2 for $5. Choose between the juicy Dave Single, the tasty spicy chicken sandwich, 10-piece crispy, or spicy nuggets. Come in today and taste how a real 2 for $5 is done. Only at Wendy's. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada. Price and participation may vary for a limited time only.
Just felt there's a huge need in Pensacola to bring foot and ankle services, specifically orthopedic foot and ankle services, to this area. There's so much growth in Pensacola. I wanted a freestanding orthopedic foot and ankle center to do this, and as far as I can tell, this is the only one really in the country that's freestanding. Most orthopedic surgeons are part of a multi-specialty group. So we offer on-site x-rays, on-site CT scan, and on-site MRI. They can come to one place.
Visit NielsenOrthopedics.com to reserve your appointment today.
The weekend sports, the weekend ahead. Saturdays are live and local on Sports Call with Davis Allen and Justin Patrick.
The return of the XFL Part 2. At least the last time the XFL was in function back in 2001, they managed to at least finish a season.
You won't see the same quality football, but I like the rule changes because it makes things a lot different.
It's sports talk with a lot of chill. Every Saturday from 11 to 1 on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. This is Northwest Florida's all sports, all the time station. From Destin to New Orleans, sports fans come here for ESPN and local sports talk. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. The teams, the games, the fans, the local talk. This is ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Welcome back. Final segment of the hour. Exciting 6 to 7 coming up as Jeff Davis will join us to break down some college basketball right now around that bracketology time where contenders and pretenders. Good game last night with Alabama and Auburn. I'll try to use the economy into that was the game you were talking about.
That was the one.
Yep. Not the one the night we talked about it, but
they lost by 20?
Yeah, but the next.
I knew what I was betting on.
The next month.
I just didn't know it at the time.
If anything, that to me shows a little less. Look, Auburn fans out there, I got a number of them. Justin Spence, a lot of good guys out there, Auburn fans. I will say, Jerry Smith, any of the guys out there listening, if you're an Auburn fan, you have a good team. And last year, you sort of got robbed. I mean, in a way. I mean, I'm not gonna go to bat for you. There's enough teams out there. Get in line.
You do have a bat.
I do have it. Yeah, I will go to bat for you, but then I'll go to jail if I try to attack the refs. Only Vinovic if I saw. But I think that most people realize, though, that this year in college basketball, if you've watched college basketball, if you paid attention, it's wide open. I mean, there's not one legit team that's going to dominate. If you're like, well, it's Baylor's year. Really? The Baylor team that gets knocked out in the first round a lot of times? It's like an 8 seed?
Yeah, that's a real thing.
How do you do that,
Eastern Kentucky linebacker arrested after lifting cop over his head.
What? Hey, look, there's two. I get two things out of that story. That's horrible. Who does that? I mean, as a human being. But like the Longest Yard movie, this guy, if you can lift a cop, the cop's not going to go easy. Like, you lift a grandmother at Publix. I know that one day you just had to get your groceries. Shopping's supposed to be a pleasure there, but to do this, lifting a cop over your head is first off highly illegal, could get you tased or killed. I want to anybody out there listening, do not do this. First off, I want to make that 100% clear. Some of my best friends out there, Viva DePez, Pierce, and all the folks out there listening right now, Brad and Eric and all those guys, great cops in town. We have some of the best. Tommy Leiter does a great job, and Chip Simmons and Sheriff David Morgan and everybody out there listening. But I will say, what's happening right now with this, there's two parts to it as a football player. It's terrible. I don't know this cop. But lifting a cop over your head is showing also the strength because that cop's probably not going to go down easy. So to do that is showing your
the guy's
world-class skills right there.
245, and
he's probably just moved up 3 rounds in the draft.
That's not if Roger Goodell has anything.
Jerry Jones is like, get this guy on the phone.
He grabbed the male officer around the waist, lifting him above his shoulders before falling on top of the officer.
Okay,
not only did he pick him up, and now he fell on top of him at 245 pounds. Boy, oh boy.
I know this doesn't help the story, but I try to add some positive light to an awful story. Was he drunk at least? I know that doesn't.
I don't know. That's what I was thinking too when he fell down.
When I say this to people, I hope. Someone's like, was it better that he was drunk? Isn't he a 19-year-old sophomore? No. It would be, if you're drunk, it doesn't condone your. He was intoxicated?
Here we go. This was, according to the report, Harris was talking excessively and continuously leaning toward the officer, throwing his arms around, and at one point dancing, leading officers to believe he was under the. He was dancing with him. He tried to pick him up and twirl him. Yeah. No, I'm not at all condoning this, by the way. No, I think it's a joke, but it's not a joke. It's serious, obviously.
It's very serious, yeah.
But I don't think there was a malicious intent in this. What I'm getting at here, like you didn't pick him up like. Argh.
What did he do with the officer when he picked him? I mean, that means something. Think about it. If you pick somebody up and then laid him back down on the floor or put him on top of the cop car, if you pile drive the guy or something, you might be going to jail for life.
From what this is saying, he put his arms around him to pick him up, like dance. You've seen people, a guy pick up a girl, whatever, and all the Dancing with the Stars, I guess, whatever it is.
Yes.
I can never make it through an episode.
No,
I'm terrible at that anyway.
I only watch certain episodes.
But it looks like from what the video said, from what the video said, or the article said, was basically he put his arm around, lifted him up, and then he fell over, which you can kind of see that if you're under the influence. Just saying.
I got to see the video on that. Think about it. First off, like we said, we got to be careful because we want to be on the same page with. First off, you never pick up a cop. But Grady also just had a lawsuit against him for punching a kid, and that thing was dropped. So want to make sure to see this. Number one lesson from here, don't pick up a cop. Not smart. Might be pretty strong, though. I want to see the video. 220 bench. Coming back for more Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola, Blab TV.
This is ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM and 99.1 FM, the only local station that talks sports 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From Gullick and Wingo to the Sports Drive with Chad Brilliante. Plus talk football with Coach K.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Coming up on the Sports Drive, we'll get to more of some big games coming up here locally as the Ice Flyers will be in action, Blue Wahoos baseball, and more. We'll also talk some XFL week number 2 and more on a crazy day in the major leagues.
Has just become the NFL's all-time leading rusher. Across the middle, it is caught for the first. It's Baldwin shaking free and sprinting down the sideline for the touchdown. His third of the day. Doug Baldwin.
Derek Brooks, who ran back 3 interceptions for touchdowns in the regular season, does it to cement the Super Bowl.
Boxing's elite, the new WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr.
Baldwin beaten. The result has come up on screens that Gatlin's taken it. Goodness me, it was a blue American vest, 992 the Gatlin, 992 by the American champion to take gold.
Another Watson is wearing a green jacket at Augusta. And this time, his name is Bubba.
Scores on a 34-yard touchdown run by the Doak Walker Award winner, Trent Richardson, who broke a lot of Emmett Smith's records back in Pensacola, Florida.
And welcome back to the Sports Drive right here on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Simulcast each and every night on Blab TV and replayed midnight to 2 a.m. Don't hold us to anything we say if it's live and there's like a basketball game on. Somebody called in the other day. What are you doing talking about this game, man? It's like an overtime. It's midnight, bro. I'm watching Sports Center. Show's replayed, my friend. Just want to make that clear. Has live up in the corner. Let's get to some of the headlines here. Blue Wahoos tomorrow will start what it should be an amazing game in baseball when it comes down to Oklahoma and Virginia. 2 classic teams out there, and they'll be out in the Blue Wahoos Classic. You can catch it the next 3 days from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The game times tomorrow, if you're looking for something to do, it'll be 6 p.m. So you get off work. Not us. We'll be working till 7. But 6 p.m., then on Saturday, 4 p.m., I know, JP, you're going to be out there covering it. Welcome
Indeed.
into the second hour. Welcome here, my friend.
Welcome.
By the way.
Yep.
Important text going on?
Yep.
and then Sunday as well at 11 o'clock. So that should be fun as well. So you can get done with your 9 a.m. mass and get out there and be at the stadium. Be at the stadium. Should be fun. 850-623-1330 is the number. As I want to talk a little bit about the we didn't get too much into it.
Sorry.
You just buzzing right now? Oh, yeah. Jose Altuve, yeah. Major League Baseball and what's happening here. Look.
Fastball.
It looks sketchy. It looks sketchy. I'm not going to lie. I mean, if anybody has not seen today, Bregman, Altuve, and these guys have apologized for what's going on. Well, but baseball, this is a little bit tougher, though. Because
I have no sympathy for this matter for them. None. Sorry. I just don't.
I'm not having sympathy.
I'm saying I just don't. I don't like the apologies and whatever. I don't. I get, you can do whatever, but just, I don't know. You don't apologize for something you meant to do like that. Like you knew what you were doing. That's
why
I
don't know the extent.
Dad, my dad always told me, don't say sorry for something you did, you meant to do. Like, don't give me that. You can regret doing it for sure, but don't give me that apology that these guys are looking for some sympathy. We know that. Be like, listen, it was us. Yeah, we know it was you. Yeah, everybody in that locker room is guilty to a certain extent. And this whole thing started where people, and not calling you out, Chad, but we're like,
whoa,
this is not a big deal. Look, people do this. And now look what's happened. This is blown out of proportion. And I know I'm not saying they're the only ones that are doing it, but it's just purely wrong. Like, you're taking a purity of a sport that I'm not the one that thinks that everybody is all pure and whatever, but there's a purity in baseball that we've had. And something like this, stealing signs because third base coach peeking in doing whatever, or the guy at second base is looking at the catcher and giving you a signal, that's baseball. That's been baseball. Those are also things that can get you beamed at the plate too if teams figure that out. But those go back to the unwritten rules of baseball. If you're using something like a buzzer, if all this, they haven't come out and said they found anything. But all these things are starting to stack up where people are like, oh boy, man. And I tell you, this is what I will say. If this is true, absolutely shame on you. How do you not kick people out for this? How do you not kick people out for this?
Well, we need to go old school. I mean, we need to go New York. I'm carrying a bat in studio right now. Bust their kneecaps. End it. You don't have to tell them they can't play.
Legal.
You don't have to get them out of here. I mean, you bust up their knees, they're not playing baseball anymore. Well, just make sure.
Just kick them out.
Listen, look at Megan them from Walking Dead.
Geez.
Just not to their head, but take out their hands, make their hand look like the guy from that movie. Take my strong hand, make it to the point where they're done. Like you're not playing anymore. You
suspend them for the league.
You could actually not hurt these individuals and assault.
Everybody that gets suspended from the league,
your part probably is more legal, but I will say it's 100% more legal. But I will say that there is a big difference. We are such a society that judges broad terms. We judge, if you drink and drive, you see those. If you're not sober, you get pulled over. Those commercials and all. But there's a little difference between book club and Granny had the new vino, or you leave church and you drink the body and blood of Christ and you had some wine.
How big is the cup you're drinking at church? You just double-fisted that.
Well, if you're the first one in line, but we had the first. But I'm just saying, everybody
that's why
else
you're so early.
But no matter what happens, if you go ahead and you're the person that ends up doing one of these things, that's not that big of a deal. If you got pulled and be like, look, I'm sorry, like I smell something in breath. Yeah, this is what happened. Is completely different than the guy with a bottle of Dewar's in his car driving up the sidewalk of like an elementary school and has to hit the guy that looks like an Oregon Ducks uniform, jumping out of the way, the volunteer grandma, and trying to hit kids getting on the school bus. By the court of law, a judge would hear this, but a good lawyer, a defense lawyer, would be like, they're both the same. They're both DUI. They're both. But that's a completely different person. To the point of tipping pitches and stealing signs, that's been happening in baseball forever. So when we first heard about this, I was on the side of Houston, and I was also very salty. It was the same time the Pats lost, and you brought up Boston, and I was like, get this out of here.
Celtics are next.
I love Houston being in this because everybody's sort of dismissed anything happening in Boston. I'm like, please just continue.
Belichick set him up.
Astros. They had a meeting.
Patriots buzzers.
They met with him and said, get rid of Alex Cora. He hasn't been here long enough to be able to take this.
We need this gone.
Get him out of here, and now we've gotten rid of him, and now we've cleansed ourselves. Look, you haven't heard anything about Boston since. But I will say, with Houston, there's a big difference. There's a fine line between getting videotapes of the signs of them and then utilizing that to get, to be able to hit the guy the next time up, or to have beepers to be like, beep, beep, 2 for a curveball, beep, 1 for a fastball. You're getting that? And if that happened on the final pitch with Aroldis Chapman, who they showed a video, by the way, today, and I'm a visual guy.
2-1 slider.
I'm seeing this, a 2-1 slider in the biggest moment in the comeback. Remember, the Yankees are up late in that game. And Altuve hits the 2-run homer to go to the World Series in the pivotal Game 7 right there. That home run, you know how hard it is to hit a guy, anybody that's played baseball or watches baseball, and you're listening right now, to be able to get perfect contact on a guy that throws 102, 103 miles per hour when he comes back with the slider. Almost the only way to make perfect contact with that slider is to know it's coming.
Yep.
Because you're choking up on the bat. You're up here like this, like, I just want to make contact. Usually the guys that get hits off Chapman, if you watched the year before when they played with Chicago when he was the closer for the Cubs, it was because they were choking up and they just threw their bat at the ball and it went to right field. Nobody like pulled a complete pull home run into the you don't do that against those guys. So to know that pitch, because if we know it's a slider, shoot, you could crush the guy. If you know it's going to be a slider, it's easy to hit a slider if you know it's coming. You take 20 miles off his pitch. But that, to me, if they did know that, you're talking about full out, flat out cheating. And these guys, I would be fine with whatever. They said they're not going to take away their titles as of this point. The answers we got today from the owners, Jim Crane, were just complete nonsense. Gave us nothing. What color is the sky? Well, you mean Roy G. Biv has many. You got red. You got orange in there. You know, the G. Biv has a lot. You got the green color. I'm looking at blue, dude. I know that's not makes up the colors, but I'm looking at blue. Don't try. If you ask a kid to paint the sky, he's going to grab a blue crayon. Let's be honest.
Pantene 173.
Exactly. Yeah, Pantene 170. That's where you go. But let's be real with what it is. You can try to convince us all this other stuff. Some scientists are like, this kid's ruining. He is ruining what we've taught. But I will say, from a standpoint of Houston, no. If they did that, if they had beepers for their best hitters, then they completely, we don't know how good they are then. We have no clue. We know Garrett Cole's a good pitcher. We know Verlander. But they won a lot of close games. If that happened, that's huge. And I want to know more about this because from the video that you showed me earlier, first off, that was not appropriate for work. But then the other video you showed me, Jose Altuve, then the other one of Jose Altuve, and then the other one, the other video that had nothing to do with that. That monkey should not have been in that situation. But
nobody got hurt, though.
I was going to say, yeah, he's orangutan. Yeah, good pull. But I will say that moment though, Jose Altuve is celebrating what should be like the biggest moment of your career, and instead he's grabbing onto his shirt, grabbing on like this, and he's waving people off. Watch this video. Because if the people out there, Jose Altuve grabs onto his shirt like he's holding something and waves people off before home plate because he knew, like, okay, you got 500 Fox cameras. And you know Joe Buck, he would have been like, oh, whoa, oh, some kind of device fell out. Oh, looks like a pager. Oh, something's going on out here. Whoa, Dodgers need to call. Oh, like something would have happened, if Joe Buck saw that. So that's very sketchy. And this is coming from a Patriot fan. So that's all I'm going to say is,
the other thing, too, when you watch the video is watch his facial expression. He high-fives the third base coach. He's smiling, and immediately the players, he makes eye contact with him, and his face, it's like a panic mode, and that's when he grabs his jersey and he wags his finger telling him, no, don't pull this off, no. Like, that's the sketchy part about it.
It's a mafia movie where the guy's in there sweating knowing he's wearing a wire. I mean, that's what it is. And
are you wearing a wire? No.
And I will give him the benefit of the doubt to be able to go in there, stand tall in front of I'm just kidding. He's only 5'2". But get in front of there.
Shame.
And I know. One day he'll ride Dumbo when he wins a World Series.
We couldn't have him in the studio.
No, he would be perfect. When Fred Robin's in the studio, it's very.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Fred's been in here. Look, when we put Fred and you and a couple other guys in here, like
put Fred in here with Altuve.
Well,
makes us feel a lot better.
Doesn't make any. I mean that just like
it would make you feel better. Come on.
I'd have two great athletes in front of me, two champions.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You said champion. Yeah, that's not me.
So,
yeah. All right. Awkward.
What I will say though is that if you are a fan of baseball, seeing that's everything. And I'm telling you, there is a big difference. When you say cheating is cheating, you're out there right now listening to the show and you're driving on 110 where they had to increase the speed limit where everyone's like, we did that anyway. You're out there listening right now and you're doing like 49 and a 45. Don't be like, don't tell them get out of here. That most people are like, you're in the South, boy. If you're
by the way, nobody's
Texas,
going 49
in Texas. You're going to get run down. You're going to get your bright shine at you. Pace Boulevard, when I was out there, I was going, for purposes of the story for everybody, I was going 5 miles over this feeling. And I was getting in the slow lane, and people were shining their brights, like, get out of the way. But if you're going 120 and you're going backwards in one of those three-wheelers, which would be pretty cool, then you're probably going to get noticed and probably go to jail. There's a big difference between the broad term of, well, you're speeding or you're cheating. I hate when people say that kind of stuff. That guy is under the influence. He had one Budweiser after work. The other guy is on his third bottle of Jim Beam, and he now is standing on top of a cop car. There's a complete difference. Or picking up a cop car, like this guy from Eastern Illinois will do next. I'm just saying, you got to look at things, and if this happened, if they were wearing the buzzer, it's completely different than the other story. Night or day to the story of how I feel about it. And I hope you guys feel the same way. Wouldn't you agree with that, though?
Yeah. I'm just saying what I'm getting at. Look, I don't have any sympathy for the situation. If they truly did not have anything like that,
yeah,
then okay. But if they did, they've got to be banned. You've got to get that is unbelievable that they couldn't be banned. You can say what you want, but if you had a buzzer, knowing what that means and cheating and everything else, you have to be banned from baseball.
And how long did this go on? And it's going to open up a huge. I mean, Marwin Gonzalez came out and he was like, he was remorseful. But if all these people were part of it, how long did this go on? And what is the depth of it? Because if they're all wearing buzzers on there, all these guys might have a lifetime ban. Pete Rose is trying to act like he's 30 and wearing Skechers and out there doing things. But I will say, I'm doing picnic table shirt number 2 today. I realize that.
You saw the camera.
I did see that yesterday. I did. It was shining. It looked like it looked like some kind of Space Odyssey movie. I saw that. But what I will say though is
people watching home probably freaked out.
No, they're like this is.
They were like, wait a minute, that medicine is hitting me a lot harder than
we've got a coyote crash over here with green bug eyes coming at you. No, we're fine. I will say that if that happened though, it opens up the door to a lot of these guys being questioned for the rest. And we're talking about legends. We're talking about Hall of Famers. I mean, Altuve, Carlos Correa, George Springer, all of these guys are on a path to being something. They're all Alex Bregman, all 4 of the guys I just mentioned. Even Gurriel is somebody that if he went to another team is going to get paid a ton of cash. All of those guys right there are the 4 I mentioned first, especially Altuve, Springer, Correa, Bregman. These are future Hall of Famers.
These are icons in the league.
Even Brian McCann is probably a borderline catcher Hall of Famer. A borderline. I don't know if he's going to get it. But McCann is a guy that was part of that 2017 team. And all of these guys are going to be judged different. And McCann seems like a good guy. He was one of the Braves' favorites. We love McCann. He's been one of the most clutch hitters for a long time. Not too many catchers. Him and Maurer, those guys that you expected to have. Him, Maurer, and Molina were guys you expected to hit around 300 as catchers. That usually doesn't happen. But right now, there's a lot of this is a tough time, and the best part of all this, and I'll leave you with this before we go to break. Jeffrey D is going to join us to talk some college hoops and more. But the best part, and I think we all agree, and we're going to go out to this break.
Oh, jeez.
That, and I think JP said it best when he said this, was that it deflects all blame from the Boston Red Sox and what they did. Coming back for more Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola, and Blab TV.
First take, your take. With Jason Fitz.
Remember, it's not that long ago the 76ers over-exceeded expectations in the playoffs, right? So suddenly it became they are the future and the future is now. Trust the process became this thing that works. Now they've hit a wall. And it's staggering to me to hear Embiid talk about he doesn't know if he's getting the ball. And Horford to say, we've got issues in the locker room, but we'll keep that private. Guess what? You just made them public.
1 to 2 weekday afternoons on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
ESPN Radio is taking over ESPN News. You can now watch your favorite radio shows all in one place. From Golic and Wingo. Oh, yeah. To the Dan Levitard Show with Stugatz.
All right, I'm available every day, thanks.
To the Stephen A. Smith Show.
I just don't understand this guy.
To the Will Kane Show.
It's my job to tell the truth.
From morning to night, the best of ESPN Radio is now available on ESPN News.
When working at a growing business, you wear many hats. The new business hat, the buying toner for the copy machine hat, the sifting through tons of resumes hat. You can throw away that last hat thanks to Indeed.com. When posting your job, Indeed lets you add screener questions that give you a less time-consuming route to your short list of qualified candidates. So go ahead, dust off that extra long lunch hat. Hiring's better when you've got your short list. Save time on hiring when you post a job on Indeed. Get started today at Indeed.com/hire.
ESPN Radio is taking over ESPN News. You can now watch your favorite radio shows all in one place. From Golic and Wingo. Oh, yeah. To the Dan Levitard Show with Stugotz.
All right, I'm available every day. Thanks.
To the Stephen A. Smith Show.
I just don't understand this guy.
To the Will Kane Show.
It's my job to tell the truth.
From morning to night, the best of ESPN Radio is now available on ESPN News.
Here are the ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM 99.1 FM contest rules. You can win one prize per household per contest in any 30-day period, unless specified by individual contest rules. All prizes are non-transferable, non-redeemable for cash, or exchangeable for any other contest prize. Prizes must be redeemed within a 30-day period of winning and must be 18 years of age or older to win. For a complete list of rules, visit ESPNpensacola.com. ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Pensacola's home to hometown sports, covering the biggest high school games. UWF football, catching every game of the Pensacola Blue Wahoos. Plus, local sports commentary with the Sports Drive with Chad Brillante. And weekend sports talk with Davis Allen and Justin Patrick on the Sports Call. We are local. We are ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
His football career started as a quarterback at Pensacola High. It culminated as the coach of the Buffalo Bills. Now, Coach K. Stevenson talks football every day at noon on Talk Football with Coach K.
Kareem Hunt got pulled over last week for speeding.
This guy's been in trouble over and over and over again. Now, if they get him out of this, he will get in trouble again.
Noon to 1, weekdays on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. We do sports, and that's all we do. We're your hometown sports station, ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Brings back some good memories walking down the aisle to this. Welcome back, Sports Drive right here. You know, Chalk Jams, just got to do what you got to do, man. Got to be who you are right there. You know?
You be who you be.
You come into Stone Cold Stunner every day in a boombox. This guy still carries a boombox in here, coming in here.
Who, me?
Yeah. Fire is burning on the dance floor. You were playing that yesterday?
Yeah, absolutely. Why would I not?
The best one is...
sometimes it even backs up a little bit.
That's right, yeah.
Comes forward.
Yeah.
With the boombox.
Big pimpin', spending G's. You come in, like with the coming in. Nobody else. Everybody's all confused. They're working down here. Yeah.
I saw him do a double front flip.
Yeah.
With the boombox.
That was not me.
Yeah.
No, I wish.
The one that was disrespectful was the one I've got. Oh, sorry, I forgot the other.
Raining Men?
Oh, yeah. No, we don't.
That's my favorite.
That's not my song. All right, so let's get to some of the topics. Jeffrey D joining us. Someone's like, thank God, he's going to add some perspective.
Some context.
Okay. So, Jeff, I want to get into what's going on with Houston and this whole story. First off, Jim Crane gave them the most. If you're going to fire somebody, at least stand up for what you did. Because he immediately, remember, people said Major League Baseball fired their coach when it came down to A.J. Hinch, who is now making a cameo, by the way, on TV.
Hinch might have been, even though Hinch was complicit with it, he may have been the most honest guy with
he
it.
Seemed like a good dude. I would like to know the details.
He's the only guy that was like tearing up, like smashing the TVs and going like, "What are y'all doing?" And he kind of externally showed his disdain for it, but he never stopped it.
I think there'll definitely be a thing on AJ Hinch for sure when it comes down to like a Dateline or a 60 Minutes thing, because from day one you can get a pretty good read on people. Like I wouldn't see, Ozzy Osbourne bit the head off of a bat, and nobody should be shocked if you know Ozzy Osbourne. But if Bo Pelini threw a child in the front row, and nobody like, saw that coming. LSU, I'm nobody shocked. But if Bill Schneider kicked a reporter at Kansas State, you'd probably be confused. You'd be like not the Bill Schneider, not him. That kid. There's AJ Hinch was one of those kind of guys that if you looked at managers, you expected Sweet Lou Piniella to go out there and kick a little dirt on the base and pick it up, and Davey Johnson back in the day, or Bobby Valentine wearing the Groucho Marx stuff. There was some that you could see the fire in there. A.J. Hinch seemed like the cool, calm, and collected good manager. Like, I had so much respect for that guy, what he's done, how he handled anything going on. Even on those bad calls where you at home would watch, and everybody thinks they're an umpire today because they see pitch tracks. They see exactly where it is. And like, oh, how could you call that, man? You ring them up. But those umpires are watching 98 right on the edge, and it's tough. It's a lot tougher when they're sitting back in the big moment. But A.J. Hinch, and even those biggest moments during the biggest games, and so many big games for Houston, between that Yankee series, the series in L.A., which was one of the best World Series. Now, we might think differently of it. But in the championship against Washington, so many great memories. And Hinch always was cool, calm, and collected. And now, now he's the face of what is a horrible situation going on in Houston. And they might not be the only ones dealing with it. Like I said, I want all the information on this before you judge and before we completely reprimand this team. Because I still want to believe that Jose Altuve, I still want to believe that the guys like the Carlos Correas of the world are going to be future All-Stars and future Hall of Famers. Like, I still want to believe that. They obviously have the skill set. But if you had beeps, beep, beep, to like hit curveballs, you can give a guy like, let's take Dansby Swanson. Solid player. Dansby's very solid. But he's not an All-Star and MVP. But you take Dansby, he might be an All-Star. But if you took Dansby Swanson and you gave him a beep, beep, or beep the whole season, he might have 30 home runs, 120 RBIs. You know what I'm saying? So it's very crucial to know all the details of the story.
No doubt about it. And I agree with you that Hinch was kind of an unwitting accomplice. He was
like Belichick,
really,
exactly. Your words, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Hinch really didn't want to do this, and he wasn't complicit with it. However, if you stop and say, "Listen, I'm turning my entire organization in," then you're ostracized. You probably won't be able to talk to any of those players or coaches or owners for the rest of your life, and so it puts you in a tough spot. It's kind of like whenever Joe Paterno, who allegedly found out about some things going on at Penn State, he didn't want any of that to happen, but he didn't stop it, and so it's kind of a different deal. I mean, to me, Hinch maybe kind of rises above all that other level of wrongdoing that we saw with this Houston situation.
Did you see the video of Altuve? I mean, you did, but I mean, you showed me it? So obviously, but did you see the video of Altuve grabbing?
I haven't seen it, but I understand that there's a few players that have come out and said, "Hey, listen, we were wrong." Maybe didn't kind of a canned statements that didn't go too far, but I've not seen those. So you guys maybe can.
This is Altuve's speech, and what was that? We have another guy. No, he speaks English. Okay, Altuve. We got no. I'll need to translate. All right, Altuve addressing the Astros buzzer conspiracy right here.
Find anything, they found what they found in 2017. They really good investigated. Obviously, they did an investigation on the buzzer. They didn't find anything. So when you said you don't believe that I didn't have a buzzer, you don't believe in what MLB investigated. So we didn't play 162 games at home. We play a lot of games on the road. We play really good, and we have. Like I said, I know what happened, but if I see around, I see it at Springer, I see it, Bregman, they're really good, man, and they all feel bad, we all feel bad. You can tell.
Okay.
You feel better?
No, I feel worse. That is just a nice guy I want to hug and be like, I'm sorry. If that was like a crime, and you were just about to walk into court there, and it was one of those kind of like chicken fried homicide shows or whatever, I'm like hugging him and be like, it's nice to know you as a friend, man. I wish you the best of luck in jail. I mean, because you're not getting out of this one. Like, there was nothing in that speech that convinced me anything to the fact that he didn't wear a buzzer. Jeff being like, dude, what happened, man? The guy outside of your house, why is this guy landing in your yard? My wife My wife is an awesome person. I raise amazing kids. They all went to school around here. We watched them play basketball and grow up. My son's a great guitarist and all, But it'd be like, no. Why is the guy laying in your yard? I drive a car. I get my oil change. I show up to work at 9. I go to church. Okay, but why is there a dead body in your? That nothing he said, anything in that whole entire sentence, and his whole speech, had anything to say that he wasn't wearing a buzzer.
Right.
He was like, I didn't wear a
refused.
buzzer. Are you kidding me? Like, I did not wear a buzzer. And if you watch the video going on, he immediately grabs to his jersey, and then he tells everybody, we're watching it here, and he grabs a jersey like this, and he tells people, no, when he's going in for a celebration, and ducks it like this, so people don't do that. We'll share that. We'll get that shared on our Facebook page there at ESPN Pensacola and Blab TV. But I want to make sure that people understand that I have no reason until today to watch that. But I'm a guy of evidence as a Pats fan. Obviously, like we speak the truth. We're trying to deal with what is to get to the bottom of what happened, and that's the first evidence to me. Besides the stories of, well, I think they were wearing a buzzer in their jersey. That's the first one I just saw that clearly shows, okay, Altuve, you tell me why we're not to believe that you're wearing something in your uniform. And what he said was complete opposite. It just deflect. Hey, look at my glove over here. Doesn't fit. Yeah, you still were driving a white Bronco to get the heck out of this country, and you have a bunch of shoe marks at the scene of the crime on that night. No, but look at the glove. Doesn't fit. This is,
once he does it, he runs through these guys. They're still in the field celebrating. He runs into the dugout, runs into the locker room, and comes back wearing a normal shirt.
Well, you know that you get sprayed with water. He thought he was going to get electrocuted. Like, he thought he was going to go through. He thought he might lose it right there. It's right by your heart. That's not pacemaking this thing. He doesn't want to be in that situation. Just saying, he might have feared for his life getting electrocuted. Be like, and Jose Altuve, walk-off home run against Aroldis Chapman. Huge moment, folks. Oh, now he's having a seat. Oh, his hair's on fire, folks. Like, that would have been a bad moment. Jeff, that.
Yeah, I agree
terrible.
with you. It kind of reminds me of an old cartoon that I grew up with, a cartoon that had a villain
Baywatch,
named,
yeah. Oh, no, sorry.
It was actually called the Wacky Races was the name of the cartoon. And
Wacky Racers? Oh, yeah.
Do
you remember?
And then there was a guy named Dick Dastardly who was...
It's a family show, so continue.
It was a
Dick,
racing show. So
right.
Dick Dastardly would throw down... He would get ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
So he didn't have to cheat. But then he would throw tacks down on the racetrack.
Naughty Dick.
And Penelope Pit Stop and some of the other racers would run over him, and they'd somehow get ahead of him. But Dick Dastardly didn't need to do that.
No.
All he needed to do was just keep on playing the race.
Yes.
In a orderly fashion without cheating. And
I've seen that guy, yeah.
Houston. Good job, JB.
That was good.
Houston could have won the championship 2017 without having to cheat, but they chose to do it.
So the moral of this story is Dick could have we would have rather see a marathon, not a sprint.
That's
okay.
That's
exactly right. God bless me. All right, so I think, though, to this point, there's not much we can say to that. And that answer from Jose Altuve was, I'm a kind guy. Look at me. I'm smiling. But there was no substance to that at all that said, like, look, I didn't do any of this. And I was waiting for, like, I grabbed onto my jersey at the end right there, and I would love to hear why. Like, there was a bee in my shirt or something, or I was itched. I said, don't attack me. Look, or maybe even he could have thought of, like, remember when Kendry Morales, he tore his ACL celebrating at home plate? And Kendry's a friend of mine, and I was like, whoa, we got one more series to go. Even though most of us have been like, that sounds like complete BS. But it would have been the Patriot way. That would have been a classic, like, deflect, like, hey, well, you can buy it somehow. Like, Kendry's a friend of mine. He lost his career. Morales is never the same. He's out of baseball now. But he was a 30 and 100 guy before that injury. We all agree? See, this is the perfect Patriot answer here. I'm giving them leeway. Like, we could have been like, Kendry was a friend of his career. $30 million, his career was done because he celebrated at home. And I was saying, whoa. We got Washington to play. Watch out. Duck. I don't want this. That could have at least been something, even though nobody really would have bought, but been something. He didn't give you any answer to why he grabbed like he was holding a wire in that situation.
No doubt about it. And,
your way.
As critical as JP's been about the Patriots, and I've been critical too, but not to the
only two people in this country too, yeah.
And a lot of people have been critical. But anything that
the
Patriots have done historically doesn't rise to this.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. I mean,
no, it doesn't. Or Urban Meyer in Florida for 33 arrests. None of that. All of that. It's on the same.
Well, you had to get that shot in, didn't he?
You doing this is making him so excited. None of this adds up, which I agree with.
He feels
by the way.
Wait, Urban and Bill are good friends.
He's empowered to talk about how the Gators, were arrested.
All of this deflects the Red Sox. This is what I love about it, though. But no, I'll let you finish.
Well, no, I'm through. I mean,
Chad's like, no, more about how the Patriots are not the worst ever.
Yes, please.
But it's true though.
The one thing I ask you though, with this, if this comes out and they find a buzzer situation or whatever, this infuriates me to think what baseball. Of course, baseball means a ton to me. Just that's my favorite sport.
Yeah.
I love football so much,
and fair
but
legging,
baseball. I mean, I just love baseball. So there's so much to it. A lifetime ban. If you get caught with a buzzer, you are gone. You knew what you were doing, and you purposely cheated everybody. The fans, the organization, the other team, just baseball in general, everything that it stands for. And I'm not standing up like baseball is this holy sport, but it's the same thing we look at with the Patriots. They get caught cheating with videos. Look how they were crucified. And there was really no proof to any of that, other than what they had kind of found. I know I'm feeding to your ego right now, Chad, but I'm just being honest. This is something that
all balls in here are PSI.
You have got to get rid of these guys, and it doesn't matter if they're superstars, which they are. The Astros are full of guys we love before this whole situation.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's regardless. Get them out of here. They got to go.
And get them out of here.
Listen,
there we go.
He just could have called me. Altuve's answer to that, he was not trained. He could have called, look, my wife and I were going to celebrate at Olive Garden. Like any page or anything that they wanted, they could have. I had 100 of them that could have. Hey, look, we have 45 minutes. Look, our table's ready. Anything you want to do, but
bang on that trash
go
can,
for
Chad.
that.
There you go.
Give me a fastball.
Did I just hit you in the knee? I'm sorry about
that's
that.
Okay, but
I really did just hit him with the bat. I apologize.
That's all right.
I'm not even trying to cover that up as a.
Just don't hit me any higher.
Just got to apologize there. By the way, yes, yeah, we'll protect everything going on. Protect the merchandise. I will say though that to this story. And we'll come back and talk more about this because the one team that is in the limelight is Houston. No other teams. Remember that, everybody. No other teams. But I want to make this clear, though, to baseball in general. Rob Manfred and baseball, they don't want this thing to continue.
No.
Because they gave their punishment. Actually, Jim Crane gave the punishment. I'm sure he called and they made this happen. Jim, take care of this. There's probably calls made like, let's get this done. You're still champions. They immediately are like, you're still champions. Just get these guys fired. We'll move on. 5 years, nobody remembers. But if this comes out with the buzzers and all this, it's going to open up a huge box to a lot of teams and what's happening in baseball. How many of these guys never get to play again? Who was wearing it? Who wasn't? I mean, because somebody was like, I don't want to be taped. I'm sure there was somebody like, you're not taping me up with buzzers in this game. I've worked my whole career. And I'm up here for Lance Berkman or one of these guys. Like some of these guys, like, come on, man. Like, I don't want this moment. And now it opens up. We got 500 athletes over the last 10 years in the decade, not just 2017, to realize what's up. Just could have said you're getting a reservation at Olive Garden. We're coming back for more Sports Drive, ESPN Pensacola, and Blab TV.
Captain Eric Lawrence was training Afghan soldiers when his truck was hit by an IED.
I sat home alone for months. I didn't want that anymore. I wanted to go back to work. PVA helped me write my resume, got me a job interview. I got the job.
Paralyzed Veterans of America, changing lives, building futures. To learn more, visit pva.org. A public service message from Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Hello, sports fans. Miles Bentley here, General Manager at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Pensacola. Growing up, I always loved sports. Nothing but net, out of the park, through the uprights. Sink the puck Bentley, that was me. But my love of the game couldn't beat my love for Pensacola and helping folks get on the road of dreams in a new Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Sure, I never went to the big leagues in sport, but we're all pro here at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Proud to be in Pensacola.
Football season never ends on Talk Football with Coach K.
Stidham is tearing it up at New England. He may well be the incumbent to Tom Brady there.
Former head coach of the Buffalo Bills, Coach K brings his expertise as he breaks down the game, the players, the coaches, and the front office. Plus, high-profile interviews from the biggest names in football. Talk Football with Coach K every weekday from noon till 1 on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 FM 99.1.
Hear ye, hear ye. I bringeth thee a message from... a message from the king and his new trumpeter, Stephen. The king wishes me to convey his favor to thine team and thine tailgate. Not yet. He invites thee to let the Bud Light flow forth. And he also wishes me to tell thee that he toasts thee. Waiteth until the end, Stephen! With game day's favorite light lager and the slogan of his kingdom... Oh! Dilly dilly! Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey there, I'm a glue stick, so I have one job. I glue kid stuff. So sorry for being jealous of Geico, who does a ton more, like give you 24/7 access to thousands of licensed agents. And Geico has been around for over 75 years and has a 97% customer satisfaction rating. While I've just got mediocre adhesive skills, Geico also has an award-winning mobile app. Uh-oh, arts and crafts time. No eating the glue stick. Miss Lydia!
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Here are the ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM 99.1 FM contest rules. You can win one prize per household per contest in any 30-day period, unless specified by individual contest rules. All prizes are non-transferable, non-redeemable for cash, or exchangeable for any other contest prize. Prizes must be redeemed within a 30-day period of winning and must be 18 years of age or older to win. For a complete list of rules, visit ESPNpensacola.com.
You can watch Chad on the Sports Drive live right now on our YouTube channel at ESPN Pensacola 1330.
And welcome back, Sports Drive with you, ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Simulcast each and every day on Blab TV. Replayed midnight to 2 a.m., having some fun. Jeff, this music, I know you've had some classics. You've had some moments down at Vinyl, and your son doing a great job with TJIO, correct?
Indeed.
Yeah, they do an awesome job.
Okay, which is
some great songs.
You guys have done a great job of putting in the rotation a little bit.
UFO River.
UFO River. I mean, they've got a tremendous amount of really good music to listen to. And
they're really good too. I'm glad because you
really
can see talent.
Yeah, they've done a winter tour. To 11 different southeastern locations. They've gotten buzz, and booking agents are calling them. So this is a bunch of 18 and 19-year-old kids.
Sometimes the best way to do shows is to get buzz. Oh, I know what you mean. I'm sorry. When it comes down to what's going on right now in college football, another topic. This is what happens when football ends. XFL, get Tebow. But what I'll say is, when you talk about the offseason, is immediately when we start latching onto the stories of chaos, the outside the lines, Bob Lee looking at the camera, those kind of things. And the one, California now has passed a law. I know how you feel about this, but I want to get your take even more right now. California, they have passed that they will now allow players to get paid for their likeness. And the NCAA wants the government to step in. Now, Mark Everett, the NCAA is not everybody's favorite. The way they fly on G6s and take yachts all around the country and make money on people that don't get paid and get hurt and lose money. And we understand. But the difference is, I always say, if you have a burger that's $12 and somebody was like, it's too much for a burger. But as you say that, there is a line down the road every single day. Then you're like, that's great. Tell everybody in line. Because if the product is still selling, you're not going to change it. You'd be a stupid businessman to be like, you know what? Really feel for that guy. I know it's a $12 burger, but let's just make it $6. Let's cut our profits in half. Fire a couple of these people back. Let's get. Why? We have more business than ever. We're booming. Christmas bonuses. I just don't feel like it. That'd be a horrible business strategy. And for the NCAA right now, we all are sitting there going, oh, they should pay athletes, do all this. They get a stipend. These athletes, they're there for an education. It costs the average individual in Power 5 conferences $52,000 per year for housing, room, board, travel for those athletes, everything that comes into it. But, and don't buy into Shabazz Napier. They don't go hungry. But I do want to say, though, I understand when these Jameis Winston, who has better eyesight today, a Johnny Manziel. Forbes magazine said they're worth about an average of $20 to $22 million for their brand to the school of what they brought and generated revenue because of the attention that they brought, the excitement, the championships, the people talking about them every day, and the advertisement for the school. I mean, that's how much money that's worth. I look at this and say, Jeff, it's not going to ever be a perfect answer, but it has to be autonomy. Because if California does it and nobody else does it, we are going to screw up college football and college sports in general for a long time.
Well, Florida's beaten California to the punch, and now this will go into effect in Florida within 6 months.
Yeah.
It'll go 2 years before the California proposal. The California proposal was the first in line, but it had a 3-year lag time, and so Florida will be the first state that allows this. And now you've got to look at between the lines and look at the definitions of being able to profit from your likeness and what that means. And I really, I think it just kind of what it does is just makes amateur athletics, it just throws it off the board because you can do anything you want. I mean, the car company down the street can say, okay, we're Gator fans, and so we're going to go get the top 5 student athlete offensive linemen in the country, and we're going to pay them $200,000 apiece to be on our sign. And so the Gators will have the top 5 offensive linemen. We've got $19 million in the bank, so we're going to pay $1 million to buy those 5 guys for $200,000 apiece, and it's so amateurism is off the board.
Yeah,
that's what's distressing because nobody can compete. As a Gator fan, right now we can't compete with Ohio State, Clemson, Alabama. LSU's kind of creeping up there. We can't compete with those guys that are getting all the 5-star athletes. Or
the tattoo parlors
in
Columbus.
Maybe the Gator fans are probably going like, well, let's just get some of our alums and Ben Hill Griffin and some of those guys to pay everybody a whole bunch of money.
That's why.
And then we'll win the championship.
You win fake national titles as 2 stars, so you don't have to deal with paying. That's the key. I mean, but overall, though, I want to say, JP, Reggie Bush was quoted saying, I was glad when they passed this law in 2001. And somebody said, Reggie, man, they didn't pay for likeness in 2000. He goes, oh, shoot. And then he walked away. That was the last comment Reggie Bush made. 2000. But I do want to say in California, but I want to say, though, this is not going to work because if you're a 5-star recruit, and not Snoop Dogg's kids and some of the ones that make the news, but if you're a 5-star recruit, JP, and you have to choose between Texas or Florida or Alabama or USC, and one of them gets paid for their brands of getting their endorsements with their T-shirts and everything with their face and like the student those overpriced $39.99 T-shirts right before game day at the bookstore. Why would you not? If I'm a dad, I'm like, you go to USC, son. You got to take your chance. All 4 teams are going to be football teams, and people are going to cheer for you. But this one is going to make you like $2 million this year. Why would you not? It's got to be very careful how they handle this because every good athlete, I would say you'd be stupid not to. Tom Brady's would never leave to Michigan if he's right there in Palo Alto.
Well, the problem is that NCAA wants to keep it amateur athletics.
Yes, they do.
They can't because the states are stepping in and their legislatures are saying like, you guys can't restrict trade. You guys have to pay these guys.
And it has to be across the board.
It's got to be a free market. And so the least common denominator is a state that'll pay them the most. And it looked like it might be California. Now it looks like it might be Florida. Alabama might step in and go like, we're going to pay them anything they want.
They're already paying them.
Don't you put that on this show here, man.
Okay, a couple things here. One,
Jeff's wearing a black jacket if we're leaving the studio, by the way, after this.
my jacket's a little close to that.
I've got a picnic table. Do not
flag jacket.
Yeah. Couple things, Chad. I agree. I made this statement on Coach K's show earlier today. These people that disagree with this, and you're just rah whatever, don't pay the athletes, which I don't believe you should pay them, but whatever that's worth. You still go. These people are buying the tickets, they're watching the TVs, and they're doing all these things. If you truly don't like it and you don't support it, then don't go profit into this whole ordeal here. So if you want these players to be paid, then quit buying tickets and say, we're not buying them until these players get what they deserve. Okay, fair enough, whatever. That's my whole thought on that. Another thing, when I look at this, if you're going to pay them, because let's be real, it seems like that's what this is coming to, it has to be equal opportunity across the board, meaning, okay, school, Alabama, we'll just say Alabama, LSU, whatever. All right, we made this amount of money that we're going to give back to the players. Here it is, we're splitting it up amongst everybody that's out here right now, evenly. Because once again, I've said this plenty of times, when you start paying an offensive lineman 10 times less than you're paying a quarterback, what do you think is truly going to happen to these guys? This becomes a me thing. These guys are all out there for themselves when it's all said and done. They're going to protect themselves because they're like, man, if I get hurt, like, bro, I'm not going to get hurt. Like, look what's going to happen. All this money I'm raking in? No way. The other thing I think to this, too, is, okay, let's look at someone like Walmart. Are Walmart employees making $30 an hour? No, but majority of them aren't. Well, but look at Walmart as a business. They're everywhere. They're making so much money. Let's look at Apple, whatever you want. All these big companies. Are they paying their people what they should be for the money they're making? I'm just saying. Let's look at it from a standpoint. This is the same thing we're trying to say. Alabama or these schools are bringing in all this money, but they're not giving these kids. They're taking care of these kids. They're giving them an education. They're giving them rooms. They're giving them board. Let's be honest. There's things we don't know that we know is going on. There's a lot of things that go on behind this. All I'm saying is if we're going to break this down, let's look at these other businesses, some of the biggest businesses in the world, and what they're paying people. Amazon pays people, they're bumping it up to $15 an hour, but they're taking away their health care.
Yeah.
I mean, for what Amazon makes, come on.
And Jeff, we got to go to a break, but we'll come back and talk more about this. Because
plenty to say.
Look at me being responsible with this. Shocker right here. Caitlin's back there. If you're listening, you're like, we're 6 minutes over. But we'll come back for more. It's a Sports Drive on ESPN Pensacola and Blab TV.
Just felt there's a huge need in Pensacola to bring foot and ankle services, specifically orthopedic foot and ankle services, to this area. There's so much growth in Pensacola. I wanted a freestanding orthopedic foot and ankle center to do this. And as far as I can tell, this is the only one really in the country that's freestanding. Most orthopedic surgeons are part of a multi-specialty group. So we offer on-site x-rays, on-site CT scan, and on-site MRI. They can come to one place.
Visit NielsenOrthopedics.com to reserve your appointment today.
Imogen and I started Jewelers Trade Shop in 1956.
Our goal at Jewelers Trade Shop has always been to give our customers the best experience imaginable. It's something that my grandfather instilled in my father, and without a doubt, my father has passed on to me. Those basic core goals and values that shaped our business 56 years ago are still very much alive and a driving force behind Jewelers Trade Shop today.
For 3 generations, the story continues. Jewelers Trade Shop in downtown Pensacola.
Bob Tyler Toyota is rolling back prices on pre-owned inventory. This Saturday, you must be standing by the car of your choice at 9 a.m. when the prices are marked. Used cars will be sold as low as $555, all discounted for maximum savings. Toyotas, Fords, Chevys, Hondas, Nissans, and more. This Saturday, used cars will be sold for just $555. Get a free 50-inch TV with the purchase of a new 2020 Toyota. Hurry in to Bob Tyler Toyota for our best selection. Excludes tax tag title, includes $899.50 dealer fee. See dealer for details. Free TV to first 10 purchasing a new Toyota. Compliments of Bob Tyler Toyota, $400 value.
I'm little teapot, short and stout.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
No, Dad, like this. When I get all steamed up, then I shout, tip me over and pour me out.
This is WWE superstar Roman Reigns. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
When working at a growing business, you wear many hats. The new business hat, the buying toner for the copy machine hat, the sifting through tons of resumes hat. You can throw away that last hat thanks to Indeed.com. When posting your job, Indeed lets you add screener questions that give you a less time-consuming route to your short list of qualified candidates. So go ahead, dust off that extra long lunch hat. Hiring's better when you've got your short list. Save time on hiring when you post a job on Indeed. Get started today at Indeed.com/hire.
Bowling is a sport that will last you a lifetime, and at Cordova Lanes on Airport Boulevard, every night there is something exciting happening. Like on Tuesday and Thursday, it's penny a pin. Bowl 100, pay $1. Or how about starting your weekend off right by reserving a lane for just $25 at Moonlight Bowling. Enjoy a fresh-made pizza and the lowest pitcher prices in Pensacola. So what are you waiting for? It's time to roll your way into Cordova Lanes and experience fun like never before.
The greatest name in sports radio is ESPN. Wherever you have Alexa, you can hear ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Just say,
Alexa, enable ESPN Pensacola 1330 skill.
Talk football every day with Pensacola's own Coach K.
Credit a great performance by Garoppolo. And I love the way he throws the football. He's got all the things going for him.
Every weekday, noon till 1 on ESPN Pensacola 1330 FM 99.1.
the teams, the games, the fans, the local talk. This is ESPN Pensacola 1330 AM, 99.1 FM.
Welcome back. Final segment, Sports Drive on ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM, 99.1 FM. Chad Brillante alongside JP and Jeffrey D. The old Hefes. The old Hefes. Okay. Yeah, there it is.
Almost didn't make it.
Is this a little TGIO coming back? No, this
juice,
is
baby.
The juice.
The
right?
juice. That's
the
right.
Juice, yeah.
Thank you, JP, for
we love him.
Jeff's son doing an awesome job, by the way. Rocking it right there.
Literally.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Reminder, you can always watch the simulcast of the show each and every night on Blab TV from 5 to 7 and replayed midnight to 2 a.m. Doing a great job, as always. Miss seeing those guys. Mike Williamson, the folks down there from Catching Fish that always talk about.
Mike Williamson's terrific. Terrific music.
Was it the roadside? Gosh, I'm terrible with this. The truckers.
Drive-by
truckers at you.
They're coming. They'll be here in April to Vinyl Music Hall.
It's always cool. Any good vinyls coming? I remember.
Against Me is coming late March.
Nice.
So it's going to be fun.
I can't believe I missed the Dropkick Murphys. I didn't get to. I was out of town that day. I was upset about that. That's one of my favorites right there.
I wonder why.
Yeah, makes sense. A couple minutes left. Actually, we got about
1 minute left.
1 minute left. I'm not going to give out the number. I'm going to be kind today.
Okay.
But I will say, right now, college basketball. Quickly, from what you've seen, who do you feel? A real short answer is the best team. I'll start. The best team I've watched this year, the most balanced for the tournament, I think is Baylor. But I don't think they're going to. But I don't see them going deep. The tournament's different when it gets to the poise of the coach. I'd go with Gonzaga if I had to pick a team right now.
I think Gonzaga 1, Baylor 2.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I mean, they're two top picks. But there's really no dominant team.
No.
There's probably 20 teams that could win it.
Does Florida get into the tournament?
Oh, coin flip right now. I'm going to say yes.
They look good against A&M, but so have many.
Yes.
Hey, JP, enjoyed it. Thanks again for all your comments, the respect you showed to Boston. JP, for Jeff, I'm Chad Brillante. Have a great rest of your night. Thanks for watching, and God bless. It's time for your NCAA scoreboard update. Taking a look at some of the scores going on right now. Robert Morris and Mount St. Mary's. Everybody on the edge of their seat for that one. 33-30. Delaware, Elon. Yep, that's right. The Blue Hens with a 5-point lead at halftime. Right now, Oakland with a 6-point lead over Cleveland State. How about the UCF Knights? Go Knights, down by 13.5 to Wichita State. Memphis and Cincinnati, it is 29-27. Good battle right there in the American as the Bearcats down by 2 at halftime to Memphis. Looking right now at some of the other scores going on around the nation. Well, not too many big games. Troy down by 15 to Louisiana Monroe at halftime, 34-19. And also, matchup right now with Iowa and Indiana coming up here at 7 o'clock. Good game between two top 25 teams. That will be on the Big Ten networks. Only a few of you that pay for it will get it. Also, looking at the other matchups, Colorado and Oregon on ESPN at 8 o'clock. 16 versus 17 right there. Go Buffs from JP. Well, Utah and Oregon State will be in action in the Pac-12 network coming up at 8 o'clock as well. And then the late night games, USC and Washington. How about that? Pac-12, just give us Bill Walton.
This is ESPN Pensacola, 1330 AM and 99.1 FM, the only local station that talks sports 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From Gullick and Wingo to the Sports Drive with Chad Brillante. Plus talk football with Coach K at